We have a problem in this country.
Yeah, because he was the one that said Boko Haram are asking for 5 million.
5 billion.
5 billion.
Right.
And
they received ransoms. Now later, they complained to me that the ransom they received was 1.9 billion.
When you say he demanded for a ransom, what do you mean?
Whilst 5 billion was released, where is the 3 billion 100 million?
My problem with him started then. He demanded for the ransom.
Specifically, who was the mediator sent in? They said it was a Senator Ali Ndume mediator. So where are the monies?
Let's flog this. Let's delve into this issue of Governor Makinde.
I should not be allowing criminals to come to my state and cause mayhem. How come you release the children who have been in captivity for 46 days? 56 days.
Captured in school, and as well, I was the last person that was released.
The people in question, they are not bandits. They are members of the Ansaro, that is an affiliate of the Al-Qaeda.
Hello guys, welcome back to Check Out Film. You know what? There's no hope for Nigeria as it is now. If the story and the allegation that is flying everywhere now that a certain senator embezzled over 3.5 billion naira that was made that was meant to rescue or to pay as a ransom to a certain kidnapped victim. But unfortunately, that money that was made to rescue people was also embezzled by a certain senator. But before we even talk about the allegation and other story, also with the Oyo State victim that was rescued, and now we are not getting another story that these people were actually not rescued, it meant that they were also paid a ransom or otherwise. But before we even start talking about them, there's this question I always ask when such issue always arises, is that what do the government believe that bandits will do with this money? This huge amount of billions of naira. What do they expect bandits to do with it? I guess your guess will be good as man. Then I'll be waiting for you guys on the comment section below to drop your comment. Now, let's go to the first story that we want to talk about in this video. Is this allegation against Senator Ali Ndume? So I want us to watch this video of Kaigama where he made this allegation that a certain senator embezzled over 3.30 billion naira. And this certain senator also came out to accuse the accuser, that the accuser was using him to get more money. Let's watch, then we'll come back.
They received ransoms. Now later, they complained to me that the ransom they received was 1.9 billion, whilst 5 billion was released. Where is the 3 billion 100 million? Specifically, who was the mediator sent in? They said it was a Senator Ali Ndume mediator. So where are the monies? I have been speaking about this for a long time. You don't see DSS bringing in, okay, let's bring in these people. Let's see, let's investigate, let's get facts together. You don't see NSA saying anything. At a specific point, I try reaching Nuhu Ribadu. In every aspect, he says my call, he does not pick. Because at a specific time when the conversation started, I got his number through the same Senator Ali Ndume. But when mediations and all the process was on and set, money was about to be paid, the conversation just cut all of a sudden.
So the story is that he started the negotiation, but when it was time for them to start paying out this ransom, they sidelined him, and now they said that they paid these people 5 billion naira, but actually the bandit called him and said that they only got 1.5 billion naira. How did Senator Ali Ndume respond? In this interview he did on Arise TV with Charles, this is how he responds. He is now accusing the accuser. Let's watch.
I can relate it to politics because the government did that at one time. In 2011, it was alleged just because somebody who claims to be a Boko Haram member called my number and then I picked the phone.
And they roped you into it.
They roped me into it. For 6 years, I was going to court.
Yes, I remember that.
And they did. In fact, that was when we became friends because I think you were curious and then you didn't believe how the thing adds up. The same thing now. I told you before I came here that you should listen to the video.
I watched the whole video.
You can find contradictions there from the beginning. because this is somebody who is claiming that he has contact with Boko Haram. I believe, I don't know that because investigation will eventually bring it out. And don't forget that right now, his people, why I say his people, because he's part of my local government, children of Musa have been abducted since 15th May, and they are still in custody. And recently, students of Lhasa that were sitting for exams were abducted, about 37 of them. We still have people that were abducted between Burate and Biu that are in captivity. We still have 56 people from Goshe, that is my local government, where they released 360. My problem with him started then. He demanded for the ransom. And I told him clearly, and up to now my position is that Nigerian government or nobody should negotiate with terrorists, not to talk of...
When you say he demanded for a ransom, what do you mean?
Yeah, because he was the one that said Boko Haram are asking for 5 million.
5 billion.
5 billion.
Right.
And he's the one that claimed now that I was given 1.9 billion. In fact, 5 billion was given to me.
Well, he didn't say it was given to you specifically. He said that the disparity between what Boko Haram or the kidnappers claim they got and what was released is wide. He said 5 billion was released. The kidnappers got 1.9 billion.
Yeah.
What happened to the rest of the money?
That is the question that should be directed to him, because as I told you...
Yeah, but he said he was sidelined, that he didn't, that when it came to the payment of the money, he was told that there were different mediators now, and that was when you came up. The issue of you came up. That's what he was saying.
No, he wanted to use me or to come through me for the payment of ransom.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. I don't mean to interrupt you, because Mr. Kaigama insists that about 5 billion naira was released for ransom, but only about 1.9 billion reached the kidnappers. The Borno state government says no ransom was paid. Which version should Nigerians believe?
I don't know. It is for them to use their head. But what I'm talking about is what...
But you're privy to a lot of these things.
Just allow me, Charles, please. Because this is a very serious matter.
It is.
And that's
why we're asking you.
You should not be interfering so that Nigerians will get the truth.
Well, go ahead.
You know, what I insist is, when you lie consistently, then it may look like it is true. But the good thing about truth is if you say 100 lies, and one truth can come and destroy it. And that's what I'm trying to do, but you are interfering.
I'm not interfering. I'm interrupting. There's a difference. But
okay, okay. My English cannot be like yours.
Oh, come on.
So, if he says that 5 billion was paid ransom, then this question is supposed to be directed to him. Because, Charles, in my life, I have never seen 1 billion at once. Not to say that I have never had money that can, if you put them together since I was... But I have never in my life...
In one go,
seen with my eyes.
But do you believe that the government might have paid a large amount of money to secure the release of those people?
There is this suspicion everywhere. But as I told you, I cannot speak for government.
Right.
I cannot.
But you're privy to a lot of information.
Wait a minute. I'm privy to a lot of information, but not about payment of ransom.
Right, okay.
Because my position on ransom payment up initio or even negotiating with Boko Haram is clear that I don't support, and I'm not supporting, and I will never support negotiating with Boko Haram, talk less of paying them ransom.
So the question I'm asking now, who are we to believe? Is it Kaigama who started the accusation? Or is it Ali Udum who said that he hasn't seen anything 1 billion at a time in his life? So the question is, who is telling the truth and who is telling the lie? You know, one thing that I learned from the beginning of Tinubu tenure is that to never believe anything they say. If they say A, I better go look for Z, because I know that A, it is a lie. You know, when they released those kidnapped victims from the kidnappers den in Oyo State, a lot of Nigerians were celebrating. APC were using it as the silver bullet to all their problems. It became a propaganda to show that Tinubu government is working. And I made a video and I said that the government is lying, that the way they portray how they rescue those children and the teachers, it is actually not truth, because what we are seeing with our two naked eyes, it is different from how the government is portraying it to be. When I made that video, a lot of APC apologists came into the comment section, insulted me, abused me, and said that I'm an enemy of progress, that I'm not happy because the government released those people. I wanted those people to remain in captivity. But today, I'm being vindicated because a new video from somebody, a new interview from one of those teachers that was kidnapped is not out. And he's telling us that the way they were rescued is actually different from how the government portrays it to be. But before we even talk about the video, I want us to first check how this government portray it, how they use the FBI, the C, to go and rescue those people. And this was a man that was used as the surrogate of the APC, the Tinubu government. He was going from one TV station to another, explaining how the government used their might to rescue those people. Let's watch that interview, then we'll come back to tell you how that lie is being exposed today. But before we do that, guys, please, if you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, click on the bell icon, so that whenever I drop any latest update, you will be notified. Thank you very much.
The people in question, they are not bandits. They are members of the Ansaro, that is an affiliate of the Al-Qaeda. And we need to understand how they got involved with this. So sometime last year, two leaders of Ansaro, their main leaders were arrested by security forces, mainly the Department of State Service, the DSS. The first one was Abu Bara, and his real name is Abbas Mokhtar, popularly known as Abu Bara. He was arrested around 9th of May in 2025. And the second one is popularly known as Abubakar Mahmouda, but his actual name is Abubakar Haba. He was arrested on 27th of July 2025. And after the arrest, members of the Ansaro started making efforts to secure the release of these two leaders. Several attacks were initiated against facilities they suspected were keeping these two Al-Qaeda, Ansaro Al-Qaeda leaders. And one of those facilities attacked, they attempted to force the release was at Wawa, somewhere in the highly sensitive military detention facility in Niger State, and it was foiled. And after that, they now devised means of using an unconventional means to secure the release of these two leaders. Please, you need to also understand that the two leaders in question are also declared wanted by the United States government and the United Kingdom government for terror-related activities in those two countries. And so this particular attack 56 days ago was a carefully planned attack, strategically planned, and for several reasons. One, they needed a place where the government can feel the effect, so they chose somewhere in the southwest because the government, the leader of the government is from southwest, and they also understood the fact that social media and the general media platform are so vibrant in the southwest, so such an attack in the southwest where the president is from will generate enough media attention, enough for them to be able to put government under pressure and secure the release of these two people. And something that I believe that we should commend the government on is that, the reason why we continue to see abduction of students is because previous governments and those at the helms of affairs were negotiating with bandits, negotiating with kidnappers, and that is like you fueling. You are creating an enterprise where people believe that, yes, they will negotiate and then they will make money out of it. But there was a resolve by this government to say, we're not going to negotiate, and we're going to give them fire for fire. The other guest spoke about what U.S. did in Niger Republic, securing the release of the American that was kidnapped. Please, we need to understand this. Number one, is an adult, and two, the man in question, I can bet you, is a government asset. He's not a civilian. He is an intelligence asset of the government, and what he carries is so strong enough for the U.S. not to allow him to stay any longer in the hands of those. But we're talking about children here. And for you to be able to rescue children, we're talking about children of 2 years, 4 years old, 6 years old there. If you bombard the place, how will those children run? What are they going to do? They might run into the wrong place. So it required carefully planned operations. And this made government to bring about the best of the best in Nigeria, the Department of State Service, the special forces of the Nigerian Navy, like our own version of the American Navy SEAL, the Nigerian Air Force Special Squad. There is a special, squad from the Defense Intelligence, the best of the best from the Nigerian Police. They all came together, including the office of the NSA, to form a tactical operation. One, isolating the people involved, then encircle them and ensure that they're able to take them out. And in planning this, it's not something that you can achieve in a day. And I can tell that part of what they did was, because we had children involved, and the first action they took by killing the teacher that they killed, now made government to now went out to identify the people involved. And the DSS have been on this for a very long time. They identified the family members, those close to these people, and they began to go to different parts of the country, from Kwara State to Niger State, to Sokoto, to Kaduna, to Kano, to Katsina, Adamawa, Gombe, Borno, different parts of the United States to start arresting wives, mothers, sisters, brothers of those that are involved, and they took them in from different states. Did a video of these people and sent a video to the kidnappers to say, we also have your own people. If you kill any one of these people, we're also going to kill your own family members. And that is, if you're trying to negotiate with people like this, you need to negotiate from a point of strength.
Now, if you see from that interview on Arise TV, he said that the government used its might, used its own advanced intelligence, that he compared the military that rescued those children and teachers to the Navy SEAL of USA. We know how powerful the Navy SEAL is, but he compared the Nigerian military that rescued those people to the Navy SEAL. But today, the interview that actually exposed these people is out. I want us to listen to it. Then we'll come back, and you would finally know that this government, whatever they say, don't believe.
Captured in school, and as well, I was the last person that was released in that bush.
Okay.
Because the anchor that was on the boat teachers, the teacher is not ordinary teacher, it's even my VP. It's my VP. So I'm the school counselor. So when the anchor there was particularly they wanted to lose the anchor when we want to hit. So the anchor, the key now break. So when the key break, that man's hand was loose. So the anchor was with me till the day they released us. So there was no key to lose the anchor from my hand. That was the way I was carrying the anchor. So when they released us, everybody had gone. Okay. So they now said, I cannot carry this anchor home. That they will look for a way to lose the anchor. So one of them said, maybe they should cut off my hand. So the other said, no, they should not cut off my hand, though. That they should not worry, that they will look for a way to uncuff me. So you now want to look for just small tiny rope. It was a tiny rope we used to lose the ankle. So that was how I was also released. So my people had gone far. I don't know how the route they took. I was just hearing their sound. So I was just running towards a direction. Their commander called me again. He pointed gun at me. He said, come. When he pointed gun at me, he said, come. I was afraid that only me in this bush. Is this how I'm going to die?
That's
so he told me to come back.
The ISWAP commander, the terrorist commander.
The one inside the bush, their commander inside the bush. I can say maybe their chief commander. Let me put it that way. Their chief commander. He called me because I should come. So where am I going? I said, I don't know where I thought this is the route my people passed. Now told me to come. So when I got to him, he told me that I should take this route, that this is the route he took. So I now run to the direction he told me they took, so he followed me. So as I was running, I was looking at the back so that he won't shoot me. So we trekked from that place, like, let me say, like 40 to 1 hour to where they provided motorcycle, bike, Okada that took us from that bush to near to the nearest village.
Okay, so
when it was for like, let me say, 1 hour 30 minutes to that village, they now stopped. They said they can't go further again. So that was where they stopped, and they told us to move with our leg. So we moved for 1 hour 30 minutes with our leg, both the principal, the VP, the staff, the students, and the pupils. So we trekked for 1 hour 30 minutes before we get to where those teams are going to rescue. Government sent to come and rescue us.
Okay, the man was the last person to be released. We all heard from him that a few days before they even leave, they were not happy. They don't have a different tone. These people were not actually like somebody who are under pressure to release those kidnapped victims. They were happy. They were washing their clothes. And they were feeding and living well. Nigeria is a movie. The more you look, the more you get confused, the more you see the film trick. You know, last week when this incident occurred, there was this interview Barrister Darlington did, where he raised the question that I myself raised in my video. And he was called name. Let's watch that interview.
I should not be allowing criminals to come to my state and cause mayhem. That is the point Makinde is making. Simple. Then two, Makinde is trying to tell you that kidnap was not necessary. It was not necessary, not about children or whatever. Something happened and the man is very sure of it. And he declared today, the following day, this thing happened. And throughout the period, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as a father of the nation, did not call him for 1 day. Did not call him for 1 day and say, I heard what happened. What is going on? Can you come over? Let's talk. But when people want to defend from one party to the other, Tinubu will invite them in Aso Rock. Which one is more important? Was there any time Tinubu invited Makinde and Makinde refused to go? Somebody should tell me this. As the father of the nation, the whole nation is his territory. Whatever is happening in the state should be to take responsibility. Was there any time Tinubu called Makinde and Makinde said he will not go? So someone should unravel that puzzle. So the man has every intention, every right to call for an independent investigation into what happened. More so, when he has been accused that he is responsible for it. So why are they blaming Makinde? I have given you instances where the federal government invited the United Nations and even other world powers to come into Nigeria for one thing or the other. Is that not a fact?
All right.
The answer protest was investigated by ICC and even the United Nations. Is that not a fact?
Even ECOWAS did it.
ECOWAS, so what are you talking about?
All right, then. Thank you very much, Mr. Darlington Agomo.
What is it that Makinde said that warrant all this Ferrari? When Fayose told us that the kidnap was Fayose's making, Makinde's making, why didn't they react? This governor is trying to exonerate himself by saying, come and investigate what happened in my state. Because it is not between Makinde and the federal government. So, an unbiased arbiter should be invited. So what is wrong in telling the UN to come and see what happened here? We want to know the true facts. What is wrong with that? Please tell me. It is not you remember sovereignty, Abi. But your principal in Aso Rock invited America to come and bomb some parts of Nigeria. Which one is more horrendous? Which one is more infamous? Which one is more insulting? That a sovereign power came to your own country, took over your country, bombed some and went away.
But they did that in collaboration with the Nigerian state.
Oh, really? You didn't think of your sovereignty then? Who told you? Up to today, has Tinubu spoken to us about that incident?
Should he?
Of course, we should know. Why are they talking about this one now? Why are they talking about this one?
Well, his media people did put out statements to that regard.
Are you serious?
But let's
we do not elect their media people.
Okay, now let's stay with the Orire incident. Do you think that so you believe that, or you think that the United Nations should get involved?
They have always been intervening.
United Nations?
They have always been intervening. In fact, United Nations have written 3 letters to the federal government concerning Nnamdi Kanu. United Nations, they have written 3 letters asking the federal government to tell them why Nnamdi Kanu was unduly kidnapped from Kenya and why he was unduly detained in Nigeria. 3 letters. Is that not intervention? So tell me, what is the difference? The thing is that this man is trying to find solution to a problem. Why don't you encourage him? Why was everything be reduced to politics?
Now, people are asking, why did Sheyi have to internationalize this conflict? Why didn't he, at the first instance, probably approach the ECOWAS Community of Justice, ECOWAS Community Court of Justice, and ask them, to come in and investigate it? Because going by the ECOWAS Treaty, I think they essentially have the right to do that. Like you recall, they investigated the NSAS incident where a number of people were killed at the toll gate.
These ECOWAS have told you that the Nigerian government is the worst culprit. Is worst culprit in obeying their decisions. How come you release the children who have been in captivity for 46 days? 56 days, yes. Immediately they came out. Listen very well, because I remember what Adolf Hitler did. The only thing that came out from the mouth of those children is, we thank President Tinubu. We thank President Tinubu. Who told them? Do they know Tinubu? Those kids, do they know Tinubu? Who told them?
The vice principal should know Tinubu now.
No, but those children.
There were 5 teachers in all.
Who told them to start thanking Tinubu? Who told them?
All right.
Is that the first thing? So they are forgetting their parents, Abi? And their siblings at home. They've forgotten them, Abi?
Well, they will thank their parents when they get
Please, when they want to play this game, they should be very careful and stop embarrassing themselves.
You think it's a game? Okay.
So the most obvious part of that releasing of the rescued, as the government called it, was that those children or those kidnapped victims, the way that they look more fresh than, for example, the Ekiti State victim, which I will play the video very soon so that you compare both of them together. And another funny part from that video was that, just as Barrister Dality said, is that how will those children that was just released, that is in trauma, will not come out and be saying, "Thank you, Mr. President"? How is that even possible? For example, I want you guys to compare these 2 videos together. Compare the video of Ekiti State victim that was released against the victim of Oyo State. I want you guys to see the difference. And before you even continue with the video, please drop your comment. Tell me what you see between these 2 rescued. And you'll see the obvious lie from this government. Let me know what take you guys time. Let us watch that video. Now you see, those people does not even have strength. They can't even walk on their own. They have to be carrying them. What is the difference between both the Ekiti State victim and the Oyo State? It was only 10 days in between. The Ekiti State was released, I think it was 66 days, where the Oyo State was 56 days. 10 days in between. You see how those people could not even walk anymore. Their life is in misery. Their life is miserable. But the Oyo State came out fresh because all the media attention was only in Oyo State. You know what? When Governor Makinde blew the alarm that the UN has to get involved to really ascertain who are behind this abduction of Oyo State people, he was insulted all over the social media, all over the TV media. Oshomole, even on the Senate floor, insulted Makinde. Even to the extent, Daniel Bwala even did this interview to also insult Makinde. Let's watch Daniel Bwala.
Let's flog this. Let's delve into this issue of Governor Seyi Makinde alleging a setup, a conspiracy, that it was immediately after he declared to vie for the presidency in 2027 that this abduction,
as if it's that relevant in the election.
No, in his own mind, it's relevant, and to his supporters, it's relevant.
Then
but my question, Daniel, is that what do you think is the motive or the justification for this, or is it? Can you actually dismiss it completely?
Yes, because Makinde is inconsequential in any calculation.
But that's not fair.
My opinion.
He's a governor. But a governor of an entire state.
But am I entitled to
you're
express
entitled, but you're not being fair. I think you're not being fair.
Okay, because what we look at is metrics, data, and numbers. So if you look at these metrics, data, and numbers, which question brings him close? Because for now, Makinde may not even win a presidential election in his state, not to come anywhere else. Makinde has not gone to any part of Nigeria. Makinde has not nominated a vice presidential candidate. Makinde never had a strong political history where Makinde has interacted with the rest of Nigeria. Makinde has been confined only to Oyo State. He's not even known that much in Lagos, not to talk of the southwestern Nigeria.
Are you being serious now?
Yeah, I'm very, very serious.
President Udum was only a governor of Lagos State before he became president.
But even in his Nadeko days, there's no part of Nigeria where he doesn't have collaboration. Remember, collaborated with the Kingibes, collaborated with the Atikus, collaborated. So if you want to be president, you want to be president of the country. So it's important that you are relevant around the country, you have partnerships, and you have collaboration. This is what we use. Anybody can wake up from his bed. Showore wants to be president. Showore is more pronounced, more known in Nigeria than Makinde. There's no part of Nigeria you go, people will not say they like Showore. Yeah, but even Showore in this election is inconsequential. Now to bring them Makinde.
Anyway, Showore is far more competent to respond to you than me, so I'll just leave.
He has always been abusing me. So, and you know one funny part? Showore has been a long time friend. We have a very
he told me just yesterday. He told me that both of you are very good friends.
We have a very cordial relationship.
You guys
until he broke the system. He broke the rules.
Well, address the issue of Makinde becoming fit for president.
So if you look at Makinde, for example,
this conspiracy about this abduction.
He wants to. This is my thinking. I'm a politician. I am also a political scientist.
So you know he has invited the United Nations to investigate. Yes. So you cannot say this is flippant.
Who doesn't know United Nations? Let me tell you this: United Nations, the whole world have been on this matter. He didn't even know. He's inviting people who have been on it. Because anytime, let me tell you why terrorists abduct children or children in school. Because of the United Nations, or women, because of the United Nations Convention related to them. Anytime you abduct children, it is no longer a national affair, it's a global affair. So that's what they do. These people have known and have been involved in it. But for him to say he's inviting them now, it means he doesn't even know what is happening. But you see, what else do you think Makinde will do to stay relevant in the media, other than to cut controversy, to drive conspiracy narrative? There's nothing else he will do. You get the point. So, and we who know the nuances of media, we know how people manipulate the media to stay relevant. If you know in media, they say all information is relevant, all news, whether bad or good.
Controversy sells like wildfire. But are you not worried that if you say it's irrelevant in the grand scheme of things, your principal, President Ndume, may lose Oyo State? Makinde won back-to-back governor for your state.
Let me tell you.
Your principal may lose Oyo State.
My principal is winning Oyo.
And Osun State. No, because he has supporters also.
He will win Oyo in a landslide. I will tell you why. Because
he did not win Oyo in last election.
Yes, I'm telling you now he will win.
Why?
I was in Oyo. Do you know why I went to Oyo? They wanted to. They keep saying that the president has not done anything at all. These were the things that Makinde has been leading them to believe. So we went to Oyo, and we went to the local government in Oyo. Wallahi, if I tell you this thing was like, the way if you're a Christian, you go to church when a teacher is teaching and they say this one is revelation. When I started to tell them how much they get in their local government, they could not believe. In fact, the last radio station had to practically do the work of his information people to defend him. So the locals that we went and met and we talked with, there is a great sense that this man is no longer popular in that state. because it became apparent to them that it is this governor who has not been delivering deliverables to the local government because money has been coming. When I asked them to ask their governor, including the journalists, where is the money going to? I was so shocked. They told me that the governor does not even believe there's local government.
So they call it politics. Even to the essence, Makinde does not have any political strength. And we all know that Daniel Bwala is the most discredited Nigeria, and I can't even call him a politician. He's not a politician. It's just a stomach infrastructure, everywhere benefits. Because Daniel Bwala cannot even win his own immediate home or family. He has no political weight. If we were to talk anything about Daniel Bwala, but he's the mouthpiece of the Tinubu government. So the question still remains, how were these people released? What actually changed hands? How much did this government pay them? And the SEAL and the Navy SEAL comparison they made to say that how this government was so powerful using their intelligence, their advanced intelligence system. But everything is falling now as the house of cards. You see, when I say, whenever this government tells you guys something, never in your life believe it. Because their A is actually Z, not even Y. Because there's a lot of lies in between. And that is where I will leave you guys today. And I will be waiting for you guys on the comment section below. What did you, in the first instance, what was your initial assumption? Do you really believe these people were really rescued or they were released? Thank you very much. But before I go, guys, please hit that subscribe button, click on the bell icon so that whenever we get any latest updates, you will be notified. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.